Good morning, everybody. It's Tonic TZW. This is World of Warships Legends, and we are on Shards with the Tier 7 British cruiser Edinburgh, and we're spawning on Seacap along with a Vanguard and a Weimar. And unfortunately, both those ships don't think that sea is the right place to be for them, and we are going to see today one of the reasons that you don't abandon your cap. But it is not just sea cap that is suffering this problem. As we'll see, for the majority of blue team, our destroyer does go in and push B cap in the centre, but on A cap, everybody seems adamant that they want to be as far back from that cap as they can. Now, although the Vanguard and the Weimar are going to make some contribution to this game, not only in the distance that they sail, but I'm guessing that they're just going to draw some fire and return some fire as they sail all the way across to A cap. You'll notice now from the minimap that I'm pretty much on my own on C cap. Those guys have almost made it to B, and literally they are going to continue to sail all the way across the map, and I'll just point out when they meet their demise. Now, I know that I'm alone over here, but I'm not going to abandon the cap. I'm going to fight it. It could mean an early trip back to port, but we're begging those guys, come back and support me. And they're like, no, we've paid good money for our ships and we will do what we want with them. And so I resign myself to the fact that I'm potentially facing 3 ships over here, which in a cruiser, it's not always the best thing to have to do. But I'm playing sneaky, playing stealthy, trying to give myself a little bit of cover. I see that there's a Leon there, and I know that there is no way in hell that I can stand up to his guns. Because I keep joking with my mate every time that we talk about the Leon that first it has 8 guns, then 12, then 16, and every time he plays that game it just gets more and more guns. But yeah, it is a force to be reckoned with. But as our Vanguard and Weimar continue their trip away to the other side of the map, we do have an Iowa, I think it is, that sails straight through the centre of B cap and gets himself focused and withdrawn from the game at a very early stage. What's that? 3 minutes into the match, to be precise. So that's not going to put us in a good position because our big guns have disappeared. But we push in, we spot ourselves a York, and we've also got a Myoko out there. So we're going to try and get these guys off the map. We've only got AP, so we're just going to keep shooting them with AP. And RNG is going to be favourable to us at times, and other times it's going to troll us for some damage. I know that York sailing broadside to me has put torpedoes out, so I'm going to continue to sail and get shots on where I can. We land a couple on the Myoko. Here come the torpedoes, and Mr. York is turning to give me another broadside, so we're going to try and make him pay for that. The AP on the Edinburgh is quite tasty, and we'll keep landing the shots in there. And given that I think he's going to turn around and expect me to come through the gap to my right there, I plonk my nose on the beach and I back out of it. But I know I'm spotted by this airplane, and I'm hoping that my AA will pick that up. But you see now that we've also lost our Weimar, who managed to make it all the way across to A cap before getting himself killed. So well done there for sailing across the map and getting yourself killed, because that was an epic contribution to the game, especially across here on Seacap where you spawned. Now the York, deciding that he hasn't seen me come through the gap, looks like he's going to come in himself. So I put my torpedoes out there and I'm thinking I'm going to have to push forward, but I've got the Myoko in front of me. And I'm a little bit worried that this is now going to be game over for me. I want to turn out so that I can kite away, at the same time keeping my guns on this Myoko. But having killed the York with those torpedoes, I decide, what the hell, we keep pummeling this Myoko. We clatter him for a fistful of citadels, and we do take him out, but at that moment in time I have my OMFG moment and see all these torpedoes coming in, and bang, I'm down from pretty much full health to 3,500 XP. So we are now, what's nearly 6 minutes into the game. So I am hit my heels. There is the Leon that spawned with those two cruisers. Now if he had stuck with them, he probably could have pushed in and taken me off the map with them. I now know that I'm not contested on this cap, but I want to be in range of the guys on B and try and provide some support to them. So I'm going to push in and try to get some fire on this Leon as I do. He's at range. Can I potentially do a lot of damage to him? I don't know, but he's pushing into contest B cap, and that means that we can farm him for some cap resets. I get myself spotted. I'm loading up my smoke, but I didn't realise as Mr. Leon does have his guns trained across here and gives me a little bit of a spank. Now he's sailing in open water, but because we lost the Iowa, we don't have anything to counter him, so he's pretty impervious to anything that we've got on the map. There is a battleship which is about the 4 o'clock position of B cap on the minimap, and I think that's a Scharnhorst, and he is pushing in to, I think, contest this Leon. At the same time, there's a Suzuya gets spotted on B cap, and we have our destroyer there, who I'm thinking is very dangerously close to that Suzuya, and this cannot at all end well. I'm getting shots on the Leon, and for whatever reason, the Kagero decides to open up with guns against a very powerful Tier 7 Japanese HE cruiser, and gets himself completely taken off the map. All he had to do was sail off that cap and let us keep it reset, and keep things spotted and wait for his torpedoes to reload. Now that Leon spots the Scharnhorst coming around the corner, and I don't know if this Scharnhorst player has much experience, but he's doing some good damage against this Leon. I'm trying to lay some fire into him as well to bring his hit points down, and the Leon looks as though he's about to take a trip to the beach. So I'm thinking, Shardy's got him, that's fine, let's get on the Suzuya and see what we can do, because between them they have managed to take B cap. Now we land some good hits on the Suzuya, but once again RNG starts to troll us, and we just can't finish this guy off. He's out of sight. We're firing across the top, and what's going to happen with that Scharnhorst and that Leon is absolute stupidity, because the Scharnhorst is going to turn and try to get his torpedoes on against all of those Leon guns. Before his torpedoes hit, the Leon absolutely slaps him off the map, and that is a waste of a battleship on our side, who had significantly more health than the Leon. He could have probably played for position to get the torpedoes on, but he obviously just opened up and gave him a full broadside. Now this Suzuya is giving me problems. I literally can't finish him off. I got lucky in that I dropped my smoke and damaged con to fire, but his next salvo did not hit me. So having the advantage of concealment, I'm now going to swing around this island and try my best. We are 3 against 3. They have the cap advantage. We have 2 battleships there on A cap, which started by reversing and not really contesting that cap, and now they've decided they're going to push in against a Siegfried. We get rid of the Suzuya, we steer around this island, and we think it's time to push hard for B cap, because we can still turn this with points if those battleships are able to contest A cap. We know there's still a destroyer out there. It is literally neck and neck for points at the moment. But that Siegfried guns the North Carolina and then runs straight into the Leon for the ram, picking himself up a high caliber and a double strike. How those two let that happen, I do not know. But as you can see, this match has been a complete calamity of errors. And I've been across here fighting on my own for the whole game now. It is me against a destroyer. They have a significant advantage now that the Siegfried took our two battleships off the map, and the only thing I can think of to do is to run for the caps and see if I can either bump into the destroyer as I push over, or turn the caps and force a draw, or even try to get the win, because I don't think that destroyer wants to be anywhere near me. I do have a very good concealment build on this. I think I was running Jellicoe as a bit of a test, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check it. But I'm not spotted by the destroyer, so I'm guessing, he's not within, 8-9 Ks of me, something like that. He's running because I'm sure he knows at this point that they have a very good chance of winning the game on points, and he doesn't need to kill me. But I'm going to do what I can to just keep pushing and try to pick up this win. But the mistakes we saw in the game were the Iowa pushing straight through the centre of B-Cap into open water where he was focused by everything, because there were 4 ships from Red Team at the back of B-Cap hiding behind the island, so he got focused. The Weimar and the Vanguard ran from this cap and literally sailed across to A cap, only to get deleted. I've managed to pick up 3 kills, 2 on C cap and 1 on B cap, but I haven't got the speed, I haven't got the tools to be able to pick up this destroyer, so I'm just keeping pushing for the points as the clock ticks down. So I'm guessing that the moral of the story in this one is, first of all, don't abandon your cap. Secondly, support your teammates. Thirdly, don't put yourself in a position that is going to give you a huge disadvantage in what you are facing. And fourth, understand the capabilities of your ship and learn how best to use them to your advantage. A Scharnhorst broadside to a Leon, certainly if he's got a full set of guns ready to fire, is not a smart decision. And as we finally reach A cap, I think it's at this point I realise that we aren't going to win this one. But for the sake of the game, I'm going to sail in, because I can't hunt down the destroyer. If anything, he's just going to run all the way to the other side of the map and take C cap to give themselves the points to win this game. We're on just under 92,000 damage, 3 kills, 7 citadels. What have we got? We got 2 solo caps there. We got some cap defense, we got some torpedoes, we got some floods, and we shot a plane down. So all in all, it's not a bad haul for the Edinburgh, given the disadvantage that I was put at in this game. But with seconds to spare, the clock is ticking down. There's 50 points there, and the margin gets narrower. There's 40 points. Tick, tick, game over. That is how close that one was. If another of those ships had stayed alive for just a few minutes longer, then I think we could have clinched a win from that. Either by killing that destroyer who would have been forced to come to us, or with the points advantage. But I finished second overall. Our Weimar and Vanguard and Iowa that we highlighted earlier obviously didn't do an amazing job. But we live and we learn. So don't be scared to save your replays and go back and re-watch the game, how it was played, how you played it, and how others played it, because we can learn from our mistakes and we can learn from the things that we do good. So I hope you all have a good day. I've been Tonic. This is Monday. Have a great day, and I'll see you through the week.